couple quick announcements. First of all, please turn your phones on silent and no flash photography. Second of all, as all the exits are being used during the play for the performance, we request you to please go to the bathroom right now or during the intermission, as the openings will not be useful during the play itself. Also, in the intermission, which is after the second act, you have a 10-minute break to go to the student cafe. Please buy some cookies to support Breast Cancer Awareness Armenia. And other than that,
enjoy the show. Also, quick detail, everyone must circulate to the student cafe. Whether you want to buy cookies or not is up to you, but everyone must go to the student cafe. Enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show.
Mother.
Yes?
I'm off.
Where to?
The vineyard.
Wait.
What is it?
Your lunch, my son?
Never mind. I'll eat bread. Give me the knife.
And why?
To cut them.
Knives. Knives! Knives! Curse them all, the wretch who invented them!
Fine.
And shotguns, and pistols, and little razors, even hoes and winnowing hooks! Whatever can cut through a man's body. A lovely man, who is in the flower of his life and is off to the vines or the olives because they are his family's.
You've missed the point.
And he doesn't return. Or if he does, it's so we can lay a big plate of salt on him or a palm leaf so the body won't swell. I don't know how you can still carry these about you, or why I still keep these serpent's teeth in my kitchen.
Are we done yet?
If I lived 100 years, I could speak of nothing else. First, your father, who gave me the great scent of carnations and 3 short years, and then your brother? Is it right, and is it possible, so small of a thing as a pistol or a knife can do for a man, a bull of a man? I will never be quiet. The months still pass, and pain still pricks my eyes, to the very roots of my hair.
Are we finished?
No, we are not finished. Can anyone bring me back your brother or your father? And they talk about prison. What is prison? They still eat there. They smoke. They play their musical instruments. My dead are pushing up the grass! 2 who were like flowers. And the prisoners, still coolly gazing at the mountains.
Do you want me to kill them?
No! If you want to know, it's this. How can I not speak when you go out that door? It's this I don't like you carrying knives. It's this I wish you wouldn't go into the field.
Come now.
I wish you were a woman. We would sit and sew and be tranquil.
Mother, what if you came with me to the fields?
What would an old woman like me do in the fields? What are you going to do, lay me down under the vines?
Old, so very old.
Your father would take me along. He was of good blood, good race. Your grandfather left offspring everywhere. That's what I love. Man harvest, man harvest.
And I, Mother,
And you?
must I say it again?
Ah,
You think it wrong?
no.
And then,
I don't know. Just like this so suddenly. It always seems to take me by surprise. I know she's a good girl. It's true, isn't it? Well behaved, bakes her own bread, sews her own skirts. And yet every time she's named, it's like I've been struck on the forehead with a stone.
but that's foolish.
More than foolish. You're all I have left, and I'm sad you're leaving.
But you'll come with us.
No, I must stay here with your brother and your father. If I went away, likely one of the Felixes, one from that killer family, would die, and they would bury him with them. And that it cannot be. That it must not be.
Let's talk about something else.
Forgive me. How long have you known her?
3 years. I can buy the vineyard now.
3 years. She had a fiancé now.
I don't think so. A girl must take a good look at the man she marries.
Yes. I looked at no one. I looked at your father, and when they killed him, I looked at the wall in front of me. One woman for one man. That's it.
You know my girl is good.
Yes, but I don't think I know who her mother was.
What does that matter?
Son.
What do you want?
Fine, you're right. When do you want me to ask them for her?
Is Sunday good?
Sunday's fine. I can bring her some family heirlooms and you can buy for her.
You know best.
Buy her some embroidered silk stockings. And for you, 2 suits. No, 3. You're all I have left.
I'm off. Tomorrow I'll go see her.
Yes, and bring me 6 grandchildren now that your father is no longer here.
The first one will be for you.
Yes, and have girls so we can sit and sew and be tranquil.
I'm sure you'll come to love my bride.
I like her. Now go. You're too big for kisses. Save them for your wife once she is yours.
I'm off.
And dig over the field near the mill. You've been neglected.
It's done.
Oh, God. Come in,
How are you?
as you see.
I'm your son.
He just went out.
At last invite the vineyard.
He had luck.
Now he'll marry.
Listen.
Tell me.
Do you know who my son's fiancée is?
A good girl,
Yes, but
but you cannot say anyone knows her well. She lives with the father, way off, miles from the nearest house. She's a good girl, accustomed to solitude.
and her mother?
I knew her. Beautiful. Her face shone like a saint's. But she was not to my liking. She didn't love her husband.
The things people know.
Pardon me, I mean no offense. There was no talk whether she was a decent woman or not. Nothing of that. She was proud.
It's always the same.
You've asked me.
I wish no one knew anything about them. The living ones or the dead ones. They were like 2 thistles that pricked up when something came near.
You're right. Your son is a catch.
He is. Worth taking care of. I heard the girl had a fiancé a while back.
She was about 15. He was married to a cousin of her, in fact. Nobody remembers the betrothal.
How come you remember then?
Well, you've asked me.
Everyone wants to know about what affects them. Who is the boy?
Leonardo,
Which Leonardo?
of the Felix
A
family.
Felix?
Woman, what do you hold Leonardo guilty of? He was barely 8 at the time of your troubles.
It's true. But I hear the name Felix, and that same Felix fills my mouth with mud. And I have to spit it out! Spit it out or I'll kill them all!
Be calm. What good does it do?
Nothing. But you do understand.
Don't stand in the way of your son's happiness. Say nothing to him. You are old, I too. You and I must be silent.
I'm to say nothing.
Nothing. I'm off. My men will be back from the field soon.
See what a hot day it is.
The men carrying water to the repair at bent black with it. Farewell, my men.
Farewell.
The stallion won through.
And the child?
Asleep.
He isn't well. He cried all night.
Well, he's fresh as a rose today. And you? Did you go to the blacksmith?
I've just come from there. I've been reshoeing that horse for the past 2 months. He's always casting out. Must be on the stones.
Could it be you ride him too hard?
No, I barely ride him.
Yesterday the neighbor said you were seen at the edge of the plain.
Who said that?
The woman, picking capers. It really surprised me. Was it you?
No. What would I be doing in that wasteland?
That's what I said. But the horse was soaked in sweat.
Oh, you saw him?
No. My mother did.
Is she with the child?
Yes. You weren't home for lunch.
Damn it, woman! I was weighing the wheat. There's always a delay.
And the price was good.
It was fair.
Then who's been riding that horse? It's down there. Lathered, eyes rolling inside as if it's come from the end of the earth.
Me?
Was having the wheat weighed.
You can go back there. As far as I'm concerned.
Did you hear my cousin's getting engaged?
When?
Tomorrow? The wedding is within a month. I hope they invite us.
I'm not so sure.
I don't think the mother is so satisfied with the marriage.
She shouldn't be. Damn, that girl's a word.
I don't like the both of you speaking ill of the good girl.
But when he says so, it's because he knows her. Wasn't she your girlfriend for 3 years?
And didn't I finish with her? Are you going to cry now? Stop that!
Would you have to be so unpleasant with people?
I don't remember asking for your opinion.
That's why.
Leonardo, what's wrong? I can see the ideas milling around in that head of yours. Don't push me off so, knowing nothing.
Leave me alone.
No, I want you to look at me and tell me.
I'm off.
Where are you going?
Can't you be quiet?
The child. His legs are wounded, his mane is frozen, in his eyes there's a gleam of silver. They went to the river, how they went, blood running quicker. Sleep, my flower. Darling.
Speak, my flower. The stallion is crying.
Would you like to sit? They'll be here in a moment.
Did you bring your watch?
Yes,
We must leave in good time. The distance these people live.
but their lands are good.
Good, but too remote. A 4-hour journey, not a tree or a house.
These are the dry plains,
Your father would have covered it with trees.
without any water.
He would have found a way. For 3 years I was married to him. He planted 10 cherry trees and 3 walnut trees by the mill, a whole vineyard and the one they call the ore pine tree, with the purple leaves that dried out.
She must be getting ready.
Long journey.
4 hours.
You must have come the long way around.
I'm too old to go over the fields by the river.
She gets tired easily.
A fine crop of grass this year.
Fine indeed.
In my day, this field were milled grass. I had to labor and shed tears to get anything from it.
Well, it does now. Don't worry, I've not come to ask for anything. You know why I've come.
Yes,
Well,
seems fine by me. They've talked it over.
my son is fit and able.
My daughter the same.
My son is handsome. He's never known a woman before. His purity is as bright as a white sheet in the sun.
Ah, what can I say of my daughter? She wakes up with the morning star to cook breakfast. Never speaks out. Is as soft and gentle as wool. She embroiders all sorts of embroidery, and can cut a rope with her teeth.
May God bless their house.
May God bless it.
When do you want the wedding to be?
Next Thursday.
The day when she'll be just 22.
22. That's how old my eldest son would have been if he wasn't killed. He'd be alive, warm and vibrant, if men had not invented knives.
That's not to dwell on it.
Every minute, hand on heart.
Thursday then, is that right?
That's right.
We and the children will go to the church by car, since it's a long distance. The others on cart and on horseback.
Agreed.
Tell her she can come in now. I'm sure you'll like her.
Come to me. Are you happy?
Yes, Nora.
Don't look so serious. After all, in the end, she'll be like a mother to you.
I am happy. Why I said so is because I want to be married. Naturally. Look at me.
She's the image of my wife.
Yes. What lovely eyes. Tell me, child. Do you know what marriage is?
Yes.
It's a man and children and a 2-foot-thick wall against the rest.
Is anything else required?
No. How happy you'll be. How happy.
I know my duty.
Here are some presents.
Thank you.
Will you take something?
Not for me. And you?
Yes, I will.
A glass of wine?
He never touches it.
All the better.
I'll come see you tomorrow.
At what time?
At 5.
I'll be waiting for you.
When I have to leave you, I feel a chill and a sort of knot in my throat.
When you're my husband, you won't feel so.
That's so.
Is all agreed?
Agreed.
We must leave in good time. The sun will break.
I'll see you out.
Farewell. Goodbye, daughter.
Goodbye.
I'm longing to see the presents.
Leave them alone.
I'm going to show you.
I don't wish to. Stockings. At least. They say they're embroidered silk. I said no! Oh wow. It seems you don't love marriages. Nina. It's wrong. Do you think your reign's over? Don't think sour thoughts. Leave them, I said! Leave them alone. You're stronger than a man. Well, haven't I done a man's job? If only I were. Don't talk like this. Hush. We'll speak of something else. Did you hear a horse in the night? At what time? It was probably one of the horses that strayed from the herd. No. Carried a rider. How do you know? Because they saw me. Stopped by our window. I was startled. It was probably my fiance. He passes by at that time. No. Did you see him? See. Who was it? Leonardo. Mentira! Mentira! What would I come here for? Why? Silence! Damn your tongue! Look, was that him? Yes. Finish my hair. You're fortunate. Going to kiss a man who feels weight. Hush. And the best part is, when you wake, you feel him beside you. And his breath brushes your shoulders like a night in this bed. Will you hush? But Nina, a marriage. What else is it? It is such and nothing more. Is it sweetness? Is it sprays of flowers? No. It's a shining bed and a man and a woman. Well, you shouldn't say it. Perhaps not. But that's the true joy of it. Or the true bitterness. This is no time for sadness. Raise your hand. Don't you want to be married? Speak. You can still say no. It's clouded. An ill wind at the heart of it. Who doesn't see it? You love your man. Yes, I love him. Yes, it's true. But it's such a huge step. But you have to take it. And I promise I will. I'll finish your garden for you. Make haste, because they'll soon be here. I've been on the road 2 hours already. How far from here to the church? 2 hours by the river. Double that if you go by the road. Que despierta el día, novia, on her wedding day. Let the world's river
so I came.
And your wife?
I'm on horseback. She's still on the road.
You didn't meet up with them,
I overtook them.
You killed that beast on the road.
When it's dead, it's dead.
Sit down. Nobody's about that.
And the bride?
I'm going to dress for myself now.
The bride. She must be happy.
And the child?
The child.
Your son.
Ah,
Are they bringing you?
no.
Here they are now. There's still a way to come.
The bride. She'll wear a large garland, no? Although not too large. You see, a smaller one would suit her much, much better. The bride has he bought her a corsage?
He has, Nora. Don't show yourself like that. Why not? And you? Why do you ask? Have you a reason?
None. What reason should I have? You, who know me, know I have no reason. Tell me then, what did I mean to you? Try exercising your memory. Ah, that's the trouble. A miserable shack and a pair of oxen weren't enough for you.
Why are you here?
To witness your marriage.
Just like I witnessed yours.
Forced into it by you, tied by both hands. They may kill me, but now they dare show me contempt. Although with their shining silver, they show contempt to everyone.
But you know that's a lie.
I don't want to discuss it, because I'm a hot-blooded man and I don't want the whole place to hear my voice.
Well, I can shout louder.
It doesn't matter. You can't have what's gone.
It doesn't matter. I shouldn't even be speaking to you. But my soul's angry that they've come to me to spy at my wedding. Why don't you go outside and wait for your wife?
Can't you not even speak to him?
No, you can't.
After my marriage, I thought day and night about who was to blame, and the guilty party always altered. There's always a guilty party.
Well, a man on horseback can go anywhere. It knows how to push a woman that's lost on the wastelands, but I've done my pride. This is my wedding, and I love myself and one with my husband, whom I must love above all other things.
Pride won't serve you.
Don't come near me.
To be silent and consumed by fire is the worst punishment on earth we can inflict upon ourselves. Tell me what was the use of pride, not having you, and you alone lying next to me, night after night. None at all. It only served to stoke those flames higher. Because one thinks that time is a cure and that walls can shut things out, but it's not true. It's not true. And the flames reach the heart. They cannot be quenched.
I shouldn't listen to you. I must not listen to you. It's like I'm lying in a bed of roses and I know I'm being dragged down, but I can't help it. You must leave right now.
This is the last time I'll speak to you, don't you worry.
This is madness. No. I shouldn't even be looking at you right now.
No peace until I've said these words. I'm married, now you marry.
And she will be married.
Hay frío, tengo frío, mis pies en el vacío. Anoche soñé contigo. Voy para tu casa, no hay más camino. Pon la lámpara, la noche estamos cerca, que cuando sea tu mural y yo puedo pasar de lado, nada de la calle, subiendo así aumentando. Cuando llegue frente a tu casa, dame la luz, se me basta. Frío, pero frío, es de vacío. Anoche sobre el vacío, vuelvo a tu casa. Frío, pero frío, es de vacío. Anoche sobre el vacío, vuelvo a tu casa.
Let the bride awake on her wedding day. Let the bride awake on her wedding day.
The wheel turn, our gowns display.
Let the bride awake. Let the bride awake beneath the green branch.
her wake to the branch from the spray of the laurel.
She's gleaming with silver.
And on her brow jasmine.
Aye, the sweet girl on the moonshine.
Aye, your lover comes to the olive grove.
The bride, the white bride!
Today, a maiden, tomorrow, a wife.
Come, Dr. Girl, here's the train. Come into that one. Let the children ring through.
Awake, bride, awake, blossom fills the air.
The wedding is come!
The bride seems a flower of the sun.
Under his feet carnations are springing.
Oh, my fortunate child.
Let the bride awake. Oh, and her lover. The wedding smells free with the morning breeze.
Let the bride come forth.
Let her come, let her come.
Let the bells peal.
Let the bells ring.
Forth she comes, now she is here.
Like a bull, the marriage is risen. Why are you wearing those shoes?
They're shiny little black ones. How the garland brings a glow to you.
Let's go quickly to the church.
You're in a rush?
Yes, I want to be your wife and be alone with you,
I want that too.
and only hear your voice and be the home so tight that even if my dead mother called me, I could never be free.
My arms are strong. I'll hold you for the next 40 years.
Forever.
Quickly now, get the horses and the carts. The sun's already risen.
Let's not think ill of this day.
Let's go.
Where?
To the church. Don't ride there. Come with me.
In the cart.
How else?
I'm not a man to go by cart.
I'm not a woman to go to a wedding without my husband. I can't take much more.
Me neither.
If you look at me like that, the daggers in your eyes.
I said, let's go.
I don't know what's happening, but I think, and I don't wish to think. I know one thing, it's over already. I have a child and another one on the way. Let's go, you say? The same fate overtook my mother, but I am not moving from here.
Let's go.
But together!
Fine, come on.
A tu vera, sempre la verità tua.
Siempre la verità tuya, hasta que de amor me muera. Que no miraste a tus ojos, que no llamaste a tu puerta, que no pisaste de noche las piedras de tu calleja. A tu vera, siempre la verità tuya, siempre la verità tuya, hasta que de amor me muera.
At last.
I was the first to arrive.
No, Leonardo arrived with his wife a few minutes ago. He drove like a demon. His wife almost died of fright. It was like he was galloping on horseback.
He's looking for trouble. Only bad blood there.
What kind of blood do you expect? His whole family has it. They started off with his grandfather, who started their murderous ways, and the rest of them inherited it, with their false smiles and their knives.
Forget about all that.
I grieve to the very depths of my being. When I'm confronted with them, all I see are the hands that killed my loved ones. Do you see me? Am I crazy? Well, it is madness that I did not utter whatever my heart wanted to scream. There's a cry in my heart in every moment against those who should be punished and put in their shrouds. They left me with my dead. And then I'm to say nothing? Then people criticize it?
Today is not the day to bring up such things.
Well, when a conversation runs this way, I have to speak up. Especially now that I'm all alone.
Hoping for fresh company.
That's the dream. Grandchildren.
Ah, grandchildren. I hope they have plenty. This land, it needs unpaid labor. They must wage war on the weeds and the thistles and the stones that emerge from nowhere. And this labor, it must come from the masters, so that they can tame and punish the land. They need a host of grandsons.
And daughters. Men are creatures who follow the wind and are forced to handle weapons. Daughters have no need to step outside.
I'm sure they'll have both.
I'm sure they will. My son will do well by her. He's of good stock. I could have had many sons with my husband.
But my wish is that this whole thing could be done in a day. That they could produce 2, 3, or even 4 full-grown men straight away.
Yes, but it's not like that. It's so slow. That's why it's so terrible to see one split of blood on the ground. When I reached out to him, my son, my hands were covered with blood. And I tasted it because it was mine. But you wouldn't understand that. In monstrance of crystal and topaz, I would lie at that blood-earth stone.
Well, I must wait. My daughter is broad-hipped, and your son is strong.
I trust so.
Prepare the trays of food.
It's done.
Are we having a feast?
Not much of one.
Here they
People
come
can
now.
stay long.
What are you thinking about?
I'm not thinking of anything.
Sometimes so many blessings can weigh heavy.
That's it.
Ignore them. You should be as light as a dove.
Will you stay here tonight?
No, I need to be home. My house is empty.
I think you should stay here.
You'd be happy with my cousin.
I'm sure I will be.
Just the two of you here, not going far, creating a home. If only I too lived out here.
Why don't you buy a house? The land is cheap and healthier for raising children.
You've no money and know where we're going.
But your husband is a good worker.
Yes, but he likes to chop and change too much. Fleeing from one to another, he's not steady.
Will you not eat? I'll wrap some crackers for Mother. She likes them.
Give her 3 dozen.
No, it will be enough.
Today is a special day.
And your novel?
He must be outside with the others.
Go and see.
Don't do that.
Are you afraid of me?
Oh, it's you.
Who else is he? Your father? Why?
Yes, of course.
Although your father would embrace you more gently.
That's for sure. But not right now, please.
Why not?
Because of all the guests, someone might come in.
Why not? It's sanctioned.
Just not right now. Don't leave me, please.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yes?
Have you seen your novel?
No.
His horse was not in the stables, and I can't find him.
You must have taken it for a gallop.
Is everything all right?
Yes. The girl is a little tired.
What's wrong? It's just a throb in my head. The bride from these hills needs to be tougher than that. You're the most pure, but she's yours.
Let's go dance.
I want my daughter now.
Can I come with you?
No. I'm
Okay, but don't let it take all night.
It won't. I promise I'll get better.
I hope so.
Hi, son.
How have you been?
Wandering around here and there. Are you pleased?
Yes.
And your bride?
A little tired. It is a hard day for brides.
A hard day. For me, it was the best day of all. It's like going into an inheritance or plowing a fresh field and planting the grass.
Are you leaving?
Yes, I need to be home.
Alone?
Alone? No. My head is full of thoughts of men in conflict.
Conflict which is no longer conflict.
That's what life is. Conflict.
Whatever you say.
Try to be affectionate towards your bride, unless she gets a little bit above herself or a little awkward. Give her a caress, one that hurts a little. A bite. She won't be mad. She'll understand that you're the man, the master. It's what your father used to do with me. Now that he's no longer here, I must teach you how to be firm with him.
I'll do whatever you say. My daughter? She went inside.
She's not there.
No?
She must be up in the veranda.
I'll go see. She's not there.
No!
Where could she be?
No!
And the little one, where is she?
We don't know.
She's not dancing?
You're so silent over there.
There's a crowd there. Go look.
I have looked.
Where could she be?
Nothing. She's nowhere to be found.
What is all this? Where is your daughter?
They fled! They fled! She had their man on his horse. She was holding him tight. It went past the wind.
No! That's not true. Not my daughter!
Yes! Yes, your daughter. Born of suspect mother. And yet, she's my son's fiancée.
Find me a horse! I'll hunt them down!
Yes! Yes, a horse! I'd give anything for a horse. And my tongue even. Aye! Go! Go! Wait. That family are so swift to kill. And yet we must go!
Have they found them?
No, but they're searching everywhere. What? They're closing in from every direction.
When the moon rises, they'll find them.
They ought to let them go.
The world is large. There is room for all.
But they'll kill them.
They followed their inclination. They were right to flee.
They try to deceive themselves. But in the end, blood proves stronger.
Blood!
They follow the urge of their blood.
But blood that sees the light, the earth soon drinks.
So, better to die of loss of blood than with poison in your veins.
Hush.
What do you hear?
Cicadas, frogs, and a night lying in weed.
Still no sound of a horse.
No.
Like he's making love to her.
Her body is his, and his is hers.
They'll hunt them down and kill them!
But their blood would have mingled. There would be like two empty vessels, two dry streams.
There's heavy cloud tonight. Perhaps the moon will remain hidden.
Moon, unknowing, the bridegroom will find me. I saw him leave, like a raging meteor, his face ashen, revealing the family destiny.
Family that dies in the street.
That's it.
Do you think they'll break through the circle?
Tricky. There's guns and knives in a 3-mile radius.
He rides a fine horse.
But with a woman.
Here's the tree.
40 foot high. Soon we'll have it down.
The moon's coming. We'll have to hurry.
Aye, the moon rises. The moon with the sharp knives.
Moon of the blood with jasmine.
Aye, moon alone. Moon with the green blades.
Silvering the bride's face.
I, a moon, leave the dark branch to love.
Aye, sad moon, leave the dark branch to love.
What's one in the river? The eye of the tigers. Who's down in the leaves? Am I? They cannot hide. Who could escape? Who stops in anybody's tangle? The moon lifts a knife behind in the air, and that color trod as its clouds cry. Let me in. I come frozen through walls and windows, open roofs suppressed where I can be warmed. I'm chilled. My ashes are somewhere better 6 the crown of the fire among streets and mountains. But they bring the snow to the shoulders of jasper and through cold and harsh the depths of the leaves. So tonight, my cheeks will be stained with red blood, and there is clustered in which sweeps around. I have no shadow, nowhere you can hide. Let me enter a breast where I can be warmed, a heart of my own, burning, spinning itself on the hills of my breast. Let me come in, oh, let me. No shadow. There is my shame everywhere, and in the dark of the trees. Spider among them. So this night, my cheeks will be stained with red blood, and there is clustered in which sweeps over. Who's that hiding? Speak out. No, there's no escape. I make the earth gleam with the fever of diamond.
The moon is gone, and they are nearby. They'll not leave here. The sound of the river, they drown in the sound of the tree, the broken flight of a cry. Must be here. And soon I am weary. The chest and the white sheets ache, await on the empty bedroom floors. The heavy corpses with slashed throats. And the bird will steer, and the breeze will sweep the sound of a cry. Away with her through black trees, or bury them deep in gleaming mud. The moon, the moon, the moon, the moon.
They're nearer now. Some by the hills, the rest by the river. I led their way with the wind.
Nothing
Who here?
You'll never find them.
When I do find them...
I think they've gone another way.
No! I heard a horse not long ago.
It may be another horse.
Listen! There is only one horse for me in all the world, and it is that one. Do you understand? If you're going to follow me in silence.
I only read...
Hush! I'm sure I'll find them here. You see this arm? Well, it is not mine. And it is the arm of my brother, of my father, of all my family's dead. And it holds such power that I could tear a tree by its roots if I wished. Now let's go on. Let's go on because I feel that pain. I feel that pain in a way that makes it hard for me to breathe easily.
Did you hear that?
Go through there and make your way back.
It's like a hunt.
It is a hunt! The greatest you can undertake! What is it? Where are you traveling to?
Far from here.
Where are you traveling from?
From there. From far.
Have you seen a man and a woman riding a horse?
Wait. What a handsome young man. Handsomer still. If you were sleeping.
Answer me, have you seen them?
Wait. What broad shoulders. Wouldn't you prefer to lie flat on them? And to have to stand on your feet, which are so small?
I asked you a question. Have you seen them? Have they come through here?
They have not. They're descending down the hillside. Can't you hear them?
No.
Do you know the way?
I'll find it. Come what may.
I'll go with you. I know this country.
Come then. Which way?
For here.
I want you to go.
Hush, I said.
With your teeth, with your hands again. Cut from my honest neck the chain you set there. And if you won't kill me like a Mason viper, placing the bride's hands the stock of your rifle, what grief, what fire runs through my head, what glass cuts at my tongue.
There is no going back. Because they're encircling us and I must take you with me.
Then it will be by force.
By force. Who was it who first went down the stairs?
I did.
And who put a fresh bridle on the horse?
I did, it's true.
And whose hands fastened my spurs?
These hands, which are yours, which if they could would call the blue branches in the stir of your veins. I love you. I love you. But go. If I could kill you, I'd wrap you in a wreath of flowers. What grief, what fire runs through my head.
And what glass cuts at my tongue? For I wish to build a wall of stone between your house and mine. It's true, don't you remember? And when I saw you from afar, I threw sand in my eyes. And I climbed on my horse and my horse brought me to your door. With the silver pins of your veil, my blood turned to darkness. And dreams, they filled my veins with the rank odor of weeds, but the guilt of it isn't mine. The guilt belongs to the earth. It's the perfume that rises from your breasts and from your hair.
What madness! I wish neither bed nor board from you. There's no hour of the day where I don't long to see you. Where you draw me, and I go, and you ask me to return, and I follow you through the air like a lost straw in the wind. I left to find men behind! From it, and I don't want you to. Go!
No.
Leave me!
No! Come, let us find a dark corner where people will not matter, where I can always love you.
I'll sleep at your feet. I'll watch over your dreams. Naked, I'll lie on the ground. Just like a bitch on feet, that's what I am. I see you, and your beauty makes me burn.
One fire lights another, but it's the smallest of flames that burns the whole heart. Let's go.
But where?
Anywhere where the men encircling us can't go, somewhere where I can gaze at you.
Take me from fair to fair. Oh, honest woman's shame for the people to stare at us. We'll be together. Please.
I too leave if I say to, but I must go wherever you go. Take a step. Come. The stripes of blue light pierce my waist and your hips.
Did you hear that?
Someone comes.
That's right. I should die here. Hush. We shouldn't be together. I told you to go.
Silence! If they part us, I'll be dead.
Come. Then I'll die with you. Let's go.
Don Federico mató a su mujer, la hizo picadillo y la puso a remover. La gente que pasa olía jazz, era su mujer que bailaba cha-cha-cha.
Did you go to the wedding?
No.
Neither did I. What happened there among the dark vines? What happened there in the olive branches? What happened there that no one's returned? Did you go to the wedding?
You both said no.
Neither did I.
Are they coming soon?
We don't know.
What about the wedding?
Tell me.
There is nothing to tell.
I want to turn back. I want to go.
You take to your house. Bravely. Alone in your house. To grow old and to... Not death nor life will never shut the windows. Let the rain in the night fall over the grass.
What can have happened?
No matter. Hide your face under the veil. Your children are yours on the bed. Make a cross of ash for his pillow.
Across the bread.
Go away!
And why?
Because of your one. Be gone.
John, I could ask for your eyes. A cloud of birds follows me. Do you want one?
I want to be gone from you.
Ignore her. Did you come by the river path? That's the way I came. And may I ask? I saw them. They come. The torrents quiet at last to the great stones. Two men between the horses' hooves. That in the beauty of night. That, yes, that.
Silence, oh woman, silence.
Fresh flowers rise. Their teeth like two fists of hard as snow. Both of them fell. The bride returned her dress, her hair dyed with black. Over the blankets they piled, on the shoulders of handsome lads. It is so. That's all. It was just on a golden flower, black sand.
Black sand, golden flower.
Hush, I said! Is there no one here? My son would have been here. And now he's in an armful of withered flowers. A dead voice in the mountains. Will you be quiet? I have no tears in this house. Besides, your tears are just tears from your eyes. Mine will flow when I'm alone. From the soles of my feet. From the very roots. And when they both flow, they'll flow as hot as blood.
Come home with me. I cannot wait to stay here.
No. Where I am. In peace. They're all dead now. I'll be able to sleep. Sleep free of the fear of guns and knives. While other women lay sleeplessly at their windowsills, waiting to catch a sight of their son's face. I'll be dreaming. I'll be dreaming of flowers of frost making their way to a graveyard. Not a graveyard. Not a grave. Couch of earth that cradles them and rocks them under the night sky. Will you take your hand off your face? The days to come will be terrible days. The earth and I, my grief and I, these four wolves.
Have pity on yourself.
No. I must remain calm. I don't want the neighbors to see me so wretched, so poverty-stricken. A woman without a single son to clasp to her breast.
Where are you going?
I've come.
Who is it?
Don't you see?
That's why I asked. Pretend I don't know. To avoid sinking my teeth into her throat. Viper! Do you see her? She stands there and she weeps! And I hold here, failing to tear out her eyes. I don't even know I myself. Did I not love my son enough? And your honor? Where's your precious honor now?
For God's sake.
Let it go! I came here so that she could kill me. So that they could take me with them. But not with your bare hands. With shears, with a sickle, with whatever force might break my bones. Let her be. I want her to know in her anger. I am. And that they'll bury me without any man now to gaze at the whiteness of my breast.
Be silent. What does that matter to me?
Because I ran with another. I ran. You too. You would have gone. I was a woman on fire, wounded inside and out. And your son was like a stream of water that could give me sons, land, health. The other was a dark river that brought me the murmur of its reeds, its songs between clenched teeth, and I went with your son. It was like a child born of water. Cold. All the others and flocks of birds that prevented me walking, thrust into the wounds of this poor withered woman. I did not want this! Listen to me, I did not want this! Your son was my goal, and I did not betray you. But the other seized me in his arms like the wave of the sea, struck me like the kick of a mule, and I'll be dragged along forever.
cut my throat than to cut a dahlia in your garden, but what you say is not so. Her name was pure and chaste as a newborn babe, and I can prove it. I can prove it. Let's put our hands in the flame. You for your son, and I for my blood. You'll be the first to withdraw.
What does that matter to me? What does your purity matter to me? What does your death matter to me? Blessed the soil that lies upon their faces. Blessed the rain that moistens them, and blessed God that unites us in the rest.
Let me weep with you. Please.
Weep. What over there? Salmon glory.
He was the finest of horsemen. And now is a mound of snow. The fairest mountains, the women's arms here. Now, mosses of midnight offer a crown for his brow.
Neighbors, with a knife, with a little knife, on a fatal day between 2 to 3, 2 men were killed for love. With a knife, with a little knife, that can barely sit in the hand but penetrates deep, to that point where trembles enmeshed the dark root of a cry.
A knife. A little knife that barely sits in the hand. A fish without scales or the river. So that one fine day between 2 and 3 will quench 2 strong men whose lips now turn yellow.
A knife, a little knife, that can barely sit in the hand but penetrates deep, to that point where trembles enmeshed the dark root of a cry.
Si me sale